These are the plaintiffs Janira Martinez and her mother Maria Velasquez. Janira says her mother bought her a ring from the defendant's shop, and turns out it's a fake. The thing turned 2 different colors. The defendant refuses to return their money, and they're suing for the return of their hard-earned $97. This is the defendant, Tony. He says he did not make the ring, but is sure it is authentic sterling silver. That said, he told the plaintiffs he'd be happy to exchange it for something else, but they kept demanding cash. His store policy states no returns, exchanges only, and he's sticking to it. He's accused of selling phony jewels.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Yanira Martinez,
Yes.
you are suing, and Maria Velasquez, that's
Yes.
mom. You are suing, you've asked to be referred to only as Tony from the jewelry and his jewelry store. You're the owner of the jewelry store, right? And you've asked us not to refer to the company name. We'll respect that. For $97 for a ring that your mom bought for you that you want to return because you don't believe it's what you bought. Tell me what's going on.
Well, she bought me the ring for my
How old are
birthday.
you?
19.
Okay, and the purpose of buying you the ring was
For my birthday.
for your birthday?
Yeah,
Okay.
that just passed. So, I was just cleaning my hands, and I noticed that it was two-toned. It was 2 different colors. And I went back to him, and I told him, you know,
Do you have the receipt for the ring?
Yeah, I do.
Do you have the ring?
Yeah, I have both.
So your mom for your birthday went in, did your mom, can you come on up and tell me what happened?
Yes, I buy the ring for her for her
Okay.
birthday, but I asked it to him, that says real silver?
Right.
He say yes. If
Okay.
something will happen with the ring coming back to my jewelry.
If something happens to the ring, come back to you. So you bought a silver ring with something, what does that say?
See, brown white stone.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's a nice ring.
Silver ring with a white stone.
With a white stone. What white stone is that?
Cubic zirconia.
Okay. So go ahead. What do you think is wrong with the ring?
Well, first off, my mom thought that it was silver over gold.
Silver over gold.
And-
What do you mean by that? It says silver ring. What did you think that meant?
He told me the silver and white gold.
That it's silver and white gold?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay, what is she talking about?
This is silver ring with
Silver
the
what?
rhodium plated on the top. With the rhodium plated.
Rhodium plated on the
Rhodium-
top.
rhodium-
Explain what rhodium is.
It's a liquid of the white gold.
Okay, so it's silver and then it's got the rhodium on top, and that's what
Ex-
makes things white gold.
That's make it silver shiny like that how it is.
Okay, now you get the ring, and according to you, what happens to it?
I just cleaned my hands with Purell one day, and I was in the light, and it was 2 different colors. So I asked my mom, I'm like, is this ring real? And she said, yeah, it's supposed to be real. And I said, okay, let's go back to the jewelry place. So we go. I lay it down on the counter, and I explained to him. He just looks at me, takes it, and begins polishing it. I tell him, what are you doing? And he said, oh, here you go. So I tell him, I don't want it anymore. Like,
Okay, but I'm looking at it, it looks perfect. So what is it he did? He just polished it and that's it?
if you look closely into the light at the back of it, it's 2 different colors. He used 2 different materials. I asked the jeweler, and it looks like he used 2 different materials for it.
So the part that's 2 different colors on the inside of the ring,
No, on the outside.
you feel that on the back of it, it's 2 different colors. And I got to tell you, I'm looking with the magnifying glass. I thought that I saw that it was 2, but then I realized that I'm seeing the reflection on something because when I moved it, it became the same color again. My concern is this. According to you, he said if there's anything wrong with the ring, just bring it back. Okay. You feel that what's wrong with it is when you use Purell. Do we have any Purell? It turns 2 different colors. Should Purell have any effect on this ring?
You mean the chemicals?
Yeah. Should the chemicals in Purell or one of those kinds of substances have any effect on the color?
Would a silver ring turn 2 shades using Purell on it?
Absolutely not,
What do you say?
because it shouldn't.
Well, I mean, I know you're saying it shouldn't, but why not? I mean, silver's...
I'm a nurse and I have silver rings and I have to use that alcohol stuff 1,000 times a day. That's never happened to me.
I was wondering where you're going with the nurse thing, but I get your point. And you have real silver.
I wear real silver rings and I use that stuff 1,000 times a day.
I gotta say, I was gonna make fun of her when she said she was a nurse and trying to be an expert, but it makes sense going inside the courtroom.
Yes.
Well, when I gave it to him the first time, he just started polishing it, so obviously he saw something. I feel like he
Either
saw
just
something.
polish your ring, and
He just grabbed it.
Okay,
he
sweetie,
just
you got to
looked
be
at
able
me.
to prove your case, though. You got to tell me if it's turning two different colors. I have to see it two different colors, and I don't. So nothing. A tissue to get all this Purell, 52 pounds of Purell off my hands. Okay, so now I've rubbed a bunch of Purell into it. Now, were you willing to exchange?
Of course.
But what happened? Did something bad happen? Was there a scene in the store or something that you said, now I'm not going to exchange, or no?
No. First of all, she came to my store and said that was not real silver. And I told her like this, go any jewelers.
Right. Do you have anything from another jeweler saying
I
this
told
isn't
her
silver
go
with
to
rhodium on
any
top?
jewelers.
Yes or no to my question?
No.
Okay, go on.
I tell her go to any jewelers. If any jewelers will prove to you this is not real silver, what I give it to you, I'll give it to you double money back.
Okay.
I don't give it to you the money you paid, I'll give it to you double money
Right.
back.
Okay.
Then I said to her, if you don't like it, this ring, I will be able to exchange for you for any rings you like. Even I can do it now for her. Even if she come after that one, I can exchange for her anytime because I know my stuff, I know what I'm selling. And she said, I don't have writing on the Spanish language.
What?
She said, I don't have writing on the wall as a Spanish language, no refund.
What is he saying? What is it?
He has a sign that says we speak Spanish. All right, so I told him you spoke to my mom in Spanish. And
No,
he
we
said,
speak-
well,
Transaction was in Spanish?
No, we speak
good
clearly
and
English also.
he just
She
looks
speak
at me
English
when I
very
told
good.
him I
Hold
don't.
on, hold on.
I
Was the
told him I
transaction
don't-
in Spanish or English?
Spanish.
Okay.
And English.
I told him I don't want the ring anymore. He said, look at that sign right there. It says no refunds. You spoke to her in Spanish. Obviously, she didn't read that sign because she spoke to you in Spanish. If you're going to sell stuff in Spanish, you should also have a sign in Spanish with your policy on it. You know?
It's interesting. What do you want to do? Are you studying? Are you working? Or what are you doing?
I actually want to be a lawyer.
You want to be a lawyer. I know. I could smell it. I smell it in the air. That's why I asked, honey. But here's the problem with your theory. I think it's interesting, okay? You're going to do business in Spanish and you should speak Spanish, except for your mother and I have had a very lengthy conversation in English. And so it's sort of hard.
Yeah.
Plus, if you're going to do, I hear what you're saying. Your position is, Judge, if he wants to reach out to my people and speak in another language and sell us in another language, then he should tell us the whole story in another language. And then, of course, the opposing thought to that is if you're buying a ring in America, you might want to speak English or enough to know what you're doing, or at least ask, what is your policy that I may not know because I speak it very well, but I don't read it, if I guess that's your premise. But your premise defending yourself. How long have you been here?
5 years.
5 years? In
Yeah.
America?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's pretty good. You learned English somewhere else then, because you didn't learn that in 5 years.
No, just the working and the working, learning.
Pretty good.
By
Okay. In any event, now, so here we are. We have a ring, which is really a pretty ring, but you don't want the ring because you feel that it changes colors.
I just feel that it was poorly done.
Okay. Can she exchange this ring for something else?
Yeah, for the same amount of money, no problem.
I'd rather go to another jeweler.
Okay.
I
You can
feel
do
like-
that, but he's not giving you your money back because that's not one of the options that you have, not based on what I'm looking at here. So you can either take this ring and exchange it, which, what did you say about how long?
No problem, I give it to unlimited time.
Okay,
Whatever she
all right, for the $97. Or you can keep the ring. I happen to think it's a very beautiful ring. I have been sitting here for 5 minutes going in and out and in and out. Sometimes when you have the ring, against the browns that are behind me, you see a little bit, but as soon as you move it, then you don't see it. I don't know whether it creeped you out. You just sort of all
I
of a
just
sudden
think
felt
she
it
should have
wasn't
gotten
worthy.
what she paid for.
She got what she paid for. I find she got what she paid for. She
Okay.
paid for silver covered in rhodium. That's what white gold, that's what she paid for. If you want to say this isn't silver, then prove to me it isn't silver. Bring me something from somebody else saying this is tin. Then you'd get your money
No,
back.
I'm not saying it's
but
not
you
real
don't
silver.
have that. You don't have anybody saying it's not what she paid for, which says silver. That's, he agrees that he told her that it was dipped in white gold after that. Okay, so take the ring back. You have an option of going over there and exchanging it, which is what you can do. And if not, you can just keep the ring. It's a beautiful ring. Keep the ring. Just keep the ring and move on. All right, good luck. That's my verdict.
Well, here's the plaintiff coming out of the courtroom with your ring. Step right up here. What's your reaction to the outcome here? How the judge ruled here?
That's her ruling, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you have the ring now. What are you going to do with it?
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Well, he's offering you to go back and exchange it for anything else you'd like. He offered you double your money back if you could prove it was not what he sold you.
Okay.
You're still not satisfied?
No.
Well, last, before you go, judge said take the ring, keep it, and move on. What about that?
I guess.
Okay. All right then. All right down this way. Okay. All right. So step on in here. Is there any chance that this ring changed colors? Really, what she's saying is true? Are you sure?
That's impossible. Because I'm in the business almost 20 years, 18 years, and.
You think you'll ever see her again at your store?
I mean, I'm glad to see you again. I'm glad to keep my customer more happy. I'm like to she's going to come and give us more business, but we try to do the best as much as we can.
Oh, no, Ivan.
Okay, Kurt, you know what? When you try to prove something outside your area of expertise, you need to bring in a witness. At the very least, you need to bring in a notarized statement. But best of all, what you could bring in is a nurse.